The Australian Ghost Whisperer with Caterina and James Jennings. Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Hello Caterina.
Hi James and hi everybody. I'm really happy to have you all back with us again.
Indeed. You are looking lovely today, Kat. It's must be
summery, sort of springy dress, flowers today.
You always dress immaculately, whereas I am in a grey t-shirt looking like
I've had comments about your dressing also.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
People have been dissing my...
They really have, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. That you should be dressed a bit neater, that I'm always looking quite glam and you look like a hippie. So yes, there has been comments personally made to me.
I cannot believe this is the first time I'm hearing about this,
really?
Caterina.
Have you not looked at yourself? Really? Let's ask everybody. I want you to put your comments down about what James looks like on our videos. Please feel free to write the truth.
I will admit that early on, I used to dress up a bit nicer. I'd have shirts on and my black velvet jacket, and then I have let it slip a bit as time's gone on. But some of that's out of practicality because we've done episodes at your place in the mountains and it's super cold, and I just want to wear jumpers and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But admittedly, there's no
excuse. Today you're in your own home.
I'm in a wrinkled grey t-shirt.
All our subscribers are going to vote on their thoughts on James' attire.
They don't need to. I already know what the answer is going to be. It's going to be.
Let them. I think it'll be a bit of fun. So, guys, don't hold back. Please do this. I think James needs a bit of a reality check.
Be nice. Anyway. Be nice. Come on.
I love it. I am being nice. This is me being super nice. Okay, so let's get on to today's.
Yes, let's do it. So what we're going to talk about today is what happens to evil people when they die. So if someone is a bit of an a-hole and they've lived a life of basically being nasty,
pure selfishness, nasty, narcissistic, evil, absolutely no spirituality. So that's the subject person that I will be speaking about today.
Right. So you can tell us where these people go, but then what's going to basically bring this to life is Caterina has had a very vivid experience just this morning about someone from her past who you'd classify as evil turning up. So we have a lot to cover today. It's never boring in our lives, is it, Kat?
Never a dull moment, especially in mine.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I want to firstly say to everybody that, this thing about forgiveness, yes, that's important to forgive. Forgiveness is a little bit like James and I was talking before the episode. It's about letting go. So sometimes a lot of people say to me, clients, I find it really hard to forgive such and such a person because what they did is unforgivable. And I believe that is so true and right, because the behaviors of certain people are unforgivable, okay? But I believe that what we can actually do instead is just make our peace with it, within ourselves, make our peace with it and be able to just let them go. Yeah. They no longer have an impact over me, that kind of energy. So if you've got someone that you can't forgive, good on you, don't have to forgive them. But you be at peace with that. And you just say every day, every time you think of this person, you no longer have a hold over me or my life, so that you're not dragging them into the future. So I'm talking about a long time ago. I'm going back 30 years ago with a person that I met, who I now, obviously over my years of experience, because back then, even though I was a psychic, all I was really doing was a few readings. I was nowhere near at the level I am today. So that's just how I met this terrible person, because this narcissistic person was incredibly charming and kind of, all the right words and that kind of person, okay? Yeah. And this is the kind of person I'm talking about. Turned out this person was a horrible, evil person. Like the things this person put me through was truly horrible. And I'm not going to get into personal because I don't want to give this person this much energy. But over as the years passed, obviously, I have absolutely let this person go. A child was born of this relationship, as you probably all have figured it out. Yes, a child was born, and not long into that relationship and after my child was born into this relationship, I said, that's enough. I'd had enough because this person was aggressive and angry and evil and jealous and possessive and just, I think, schizophrenic, really, mental illness. So I let this person go. And that was hard. Like, that was not hard emotionally, hard to get rid of a person like that. It wasn't an easy time in my life to let go of a horrible relationship like that. But I did, and I was very happy once I did it, and that's propelled me more into my work. But at the time when I let this person go from my life, I also had a young child to take care of. And again, I say, I was not at the level I am now. I didn't have a great business. I was just kind of looking after my young child. I was, and I know a lot of you single mums will relate to this, I was struggling. I was doing a lot of jobs. I was doing cleaning houses, cleaning on my knees, cleaning houses, doing readings, doing whatever I could to look after my daughter. And so I asked this person, this ex, I said, look, because the person came and picked up some clothes, the rest of his garbage, and I said, look, would you be able to, leave me some money, just so a few dollars to help with what was our child. You know what this person's response was to me? This evil person said to me, you get your effing blick, blick, blick God to look after you and your daughter.
Unbelievable.
Pretty, but that's okay, because you know what? God did look after us. And I got into my business and I helped so many people, wrote my books, and that's all history. And, I had a wonderful life to which I'm still having and very grateful to. Not long ago, this person has passed away. And this horrid person, so what happens when people pass away that have been very selfish and narcissistic and evil in their lives? They don't go to very nice realms. They get drawn and sucked into very dark realms, and they're in this space of confusion and darkness and clutter. And what happens to them? Because when you're in your 3D body, you can hide behind your body. You can deny things. You can go, no, I did the right thing, even though their conscience is saying, I did the wrong thing. But they're like, no, I love them, kind of thing. Or sorry, you'll have to bleep that out. So anyway, so when you are in spirit, you can no longer hide. You can't hide. You don't have the body to hide. So all the truth, when you die, truth is revealed in its full capacity. So this person got dragged into a lower realm, truth revealed. This person felt all the pain and sorrow of what he had done. The pain and sorrow of my child never seeing a father figure, who never ever rang on a birthday, at any special events, never sent a Christmas card, never contributed to the upbringing, not 1 cent. So this is somebody who had a business, had money, and you say, yeah, well, why didn't child support? Well, because this person put everything into somebody else's name, so he appeared poor. But this is somebody who lived in a nice home, and I won't go into, but it wasn't a cheap lifestyle, definitely. And here I worked really hard. loved what I did, but I worked really hard. And there were days I had no support. I had no family to help me raise. I was a single mother on my own. And there were days when my child was sick and I would have to take her with me because I had nowhere to really leave her. And I would have to take her with me to work, and she would lay on that lounge. It was a little lounge in the waiting room with temperature. I'd be checking on her just so I could keep working. Whilst this person refused to offer $10. So this is the story of the person that I'm speaking about.
Yeah.
So anyway, as I said, this person has recently passed away, and I knew where he was, and I've kind of checked in. I thought, I know where you are, and you need to be. And I could feel that this person was experiencing all the pain that he has caused. Not me, I don't give a shit, because you know what? It propelled me to, it was the driver that drove me to look after my daughter, to provide, to do everything I could. And I did. And so what happened was that just this morning, in the early hours of the morning, this person appeared to me as somebody else that's in my life. And he because they can kind of camouflage. So he appeared to me as the partner I'm with now. And I'm like, and then all of a sudden I feel my energy being dragged down into what looks like the home I live in now, but it wasn't. It was all really dark and cluttered. And because I'm still seeing my current partner, I'm like, why is this house so messy and dark and cluttered? And the energy was so confusing, and I could feel dark entities. And I'm starting, because you know, when you're in that lucid sleep, so I'm starting to kind of come to, I'm realizing that I'm no longer dreaming, that I've been drawn and tricked into going into a lower realm. So as I went into this lower realm, then I realized, and so the ex showed his face and pretty much started kind of trying to be all nice and go, please, I need to get out of this dark realm. I'm confused. I need you to forgive me. I need you to help me. Oh. So I'm like, no, this is your experience that you are creating. I'm not creating this experience of pain and suffering. You're creating this. This is your reality that you're creating. Therefore, I choose to not be involved with you. You've tricked me. You've drawn me into this dark realm. This is your stuff to figure out. You need to feel this pain because this is good for you, because through the pain, maybe one day you will find God. And this person just wouldn't hear of it. No, I want out. I can't. It's crazy. I just had enough. I said, you know what? You get your effing devil to help you. That was it. And then he was trying to kind of attack me, and I got my healing energy and blasted him and went, nah. And I could feel myself soaring back up into my body, and I woke up and I'm like, whoa.
That is a pretty wild journey, Caterina. But talk about things going full circle. I mean,
yeah,
wow.
It was. Because, you know, and without, you know, I know some of you might think, oh, but you should have forgiven. No, I don't. This person was where he needed to be. Because when you are that kind of, you know, people who are that selfish and, you know, narcissistic and horrible, when you pass away, again, like I said, you go to where your energy fits in, slots in. So if your energy is low, you're going to go into a low realm. From there, you can get out, but you've got to do the work. You see, the forgiveness and the compassion and the love needs to come from him. He needs to find that. He needs to send out the vibes of forgiveness to us in order for him to ascend. And that's how it happens. So, you know, Do not ever think that people that, you know, and I get a lot, so many over the years of these single mothers and single fathers who've had horrible, and I mean horrible partners who've beaten them, bashed them, you know, beaten up their kids and done all these dreadful atrocities. Do not think for one moment that they're going to get away with it. Maybe they might look as though they're getting away with it for a while, but eventually, if it's not in this life, it will catch up with them when they pass away. Because, you know, you will become an energetic match to where you're at that heart level when you pass away. And if you are filled with love and light, and you care, and you have the love and you have the compassion, which is, you know, most people do, then you will go into those beautiful higher realms. You will experience love. You will experience love and create a God. But if you've been someone who's just lived from this space of evilness and no respect, and I'm talking honestly about someone who had absolutely zero respect, and then that is exactly where they go. They go into those lower realms where they will experience that darkness, but the worst pain of all is that they will experience the pain that they caused everybody that they had anything to do with in their earthly life. And so I felt that was not my place to save him.
Yeah. I'm just actually wondering, in that encounter, did he actually apologize to you for the way that he treated you?
No, this is the same. There was no, it was tricking me into putting on the facade that it was someone else.
Yep.
And because, you know, yesterday I'd worked, and these things sort of happen to me when I'm tired. You know, I get a little bit of, you know, the dark side's always looking, is there a door there that we can get to, Caterina? So I was tired. I'd had a pretty full-on day. So, yeah, no, there was no, I'm really sorry, because maybe then I may have rethought it. There was no, you have to help me. I know what, you know, you have these gifts and kind of I want to get out of this dark space.
Right.
But no, I don't think so. You put yourself there, so you get yourself out of there.
Yeah. See, that's,
so I feel quite,
Isn't that interesting? It's not that you encountered him with him on his knees begging for forgiveness.
No.
You encountered him being deceptive. You encountered him asking you to help, more, almost as though like you're obliged to help him. It's like he acted like you're obliged.
The narcissistic personality of you need, like I sat with my child through health and sickness and making sure that she had clothes and food and school fees paid and whatever she needed. I would have given her my heart if she needed that. I went through that, and never did this person ever throughout her childhood say, can I come back? Can I take you out for a meal? You've finished school, you've turned 15, you've turned 18, you've turned 21. Just zero.
Yeah.
Zero. So I'm sorry, but no, he's where he needs to be. It's that simple. And trust me, I have helped lots of people who've needed help. There've been quite a few friends, family friends, and people who, you know, weren't very nice in my life, who died, who needed help. And I have helped every one of them. I've never said no, but they have asked for the help from a space of love. This person still felt like, you know, I owed. No, I owed him. No, because I have a gift. No.
Do you think, I mean, you mentioned that like it's his responsibility to get himself out of there, which I would agree with, but like if he is stuck in this dark, confusing place, how would he be capable
Okay, first of all, out? You own up to your mistakes.
Right.
All you need to do people like that, they get caught up in that, the more you resist and go, no, then the deeper you get sucked into the darker realms. But if you go, yes, in your consciousness, in your heart, your spirit goes, yes, I did wrong. Yes, I hurt these people. I feel their pain. God, I am sorry. I am sorry for these people. I am sorry for the pain I caused. Then that is enough to spiral a person out, but you've got to really mean it.
Yeah. Well,
You
and
can't trick God in on the other side.
I'm
We
sure
can
you,
do
I'm
that.
sure you can't.
We can say, "Oh, I've forgiven this person," or "I'm really sorry," but you don't really mean it. The next minute, you're ringing your girlfriend, going, "Ah, that bloody," stuff him or stuff her. You got to really mean it, because
Yeah.
in the world of spirit, it is the language of your spirit. That is the language. It is your soul language. It is the language of the soul. And
Mm.
it is the language of the soul is how it feels.
Yeah, and look, but it makes sense. He is where he is, and he's doing what he's doing because that's what narcissists do. They point the finger. It's always someone else's responsibility. There's no accountability. So it sounds like
Oh, look.
he's
Yeah.
still stuck in that space of no
Yeah.
accountability.
And I got trapped. It was all like, I have to say, I didn't intend to be with somebody like that. But what can I say? I accidentally got pregnant.
Yeah,
And, I
it's very
just,
common, Kat, for this to occur.
And
Very
I
common.
just, yeah, it was. It was not somebody that I met and went, "This is the love of my life." And I
Mm.
tried very hard to make it work. I, obviously wanted my child.
Mm.
Again, I'm not judging anybody who decides not to, but that was a decision I made. And it was, it was a life of hell for 4 or 5 years, however long it was. I can only say a life of hell.
Mm.
That, yeah, I honestly believe that this person had very little, if any, spark of divinity in him ever.
Yeah. Yeah. There's still a chance for him to I guess
Yeah,
repent, if
to
that's the right
to
word, and to
repent,
actually
yeah,
own
absolutely.
up to his own up
But
to
it
his
wasn't my
awfulness.
job to do the work
No, it's not.
for him. Absolutely not.
Well, it's like he was looking for the cheat code to get out of there, and the cheat code was
Yeah,
like, I know
yeah.
what I'll
And you
do.
know
I'll
what?
talk to
And
the
I don't
psychic
really, and
ex.
even if I had, it would have only been a temporary shift, because he wouldn't have been able to maintain that higher frequency.
Mm.
He would have just gone back down again. He would have regressed back, because you can only go up in frequency if you're able to vibrate at that higher frequency. So even if I'd given that boost to him to vibrate at a higher frequency, he would not have been able to maintain it, because he wouldn't have done the work he needed to do. So he would have just regressed back into that space anyway. So that
Mm.
much I know for sure. So that was also why I decided, no, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Do you think that this is the last you'll see of him? Do you think he'll be
Yeah,
back?
yeah. To me, I've shut, and I just disconnected and just kind of looked at that timeline and again set it on fire, reinforced it. No permission, no consent. My space is sacred, and no permission, no consent to enter it.
Mm. Mm. Well, bye bye. What's the saying? Goodbye to bad rubbish. Is that a saying? I don't know.
Yeah, 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 something like that.
Something like
So
that.
yeah, so I think that this is why, I know that, we all, none of us are perfect, and we've all hurt
Mm.
somebody, and but I think it's really important, whilst we're here in the physical, to make amends,
Yeah.
at some level,
Yeah.
um, you know, with whomever we've hurt within ourselves, or whatever's happened, to make your peace with this. And even though, I went on and kind of, became who I've become, to which I'm very happy about. I think for me, perhaps, to be truthful, the hurt of what the pain it caused my child, I guess that's still, I'm working through that, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I want to be honest. I
Mm.
think that, and I think all of us as parents can relate to that. Do what you want to me, but don't hurt my child.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the
Absolutely.
thing where I think I still struggle with, what the pain that he caused
Mm.
to his child also.
Yeah, I can understand that very, very well, Kat. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
As
think a lot of single parents out there, because I've heard some horrible things, and it's really sad, the stuff I've had to counsel and heal people through
yeah, yeah,
of what ex-partners have done and created a life of hell. And yeah, so my heart goes out to all those people, because yeah, I've lived through that. And it's funny, in this work, we live through so many horrible times in that way. It's almost that God goes, here, live through all these horrible times, so that when you're sitting in front of somebody who's lived through a horrible time, you're going to know what it feels like. You're going to have the empathy and compassion, because it's like, shit, yeah, I know what that feels like. You know, my life was no cotton. I was not cotton wooled. My life was really, really tough from the moment I landed on this planet. You know, I almost died a few times. I didn't want to be here. I landed in hospital so many times. I was always sick. I was trying to get out of here, and endless, horrible, situations I was placed in. And really all I ever had was myself to rely on, and find my way out of the darkness. You know, I had it all coming to me. You know, black magic was done to me. I was abused. I've just, you know, all the shit that could have been thrown at me was thrown at me, because, you know, I needed to toughen up. And I have no regrets about anything, but, you know, yeah, when I know that I can sit in front of anybody who's gone through anything, and I know what it feels like.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that absolutely amazing? I imagine you've been an empathetic person your whole life, but it's shows what a wonderful person you are, that you can take those awful experiences and, you know,
turn them into your strength. You reframe them. Yeah. Exactly, perfect. You reframe them. And that's what I try and coach a lot of people who've gone through some incredibly terrible things with their childhoods and relations, is reframe those, turn those hurts and pains into your strength. Because the very fact that you've been able to live through abuse means that you are strong. The very fact that you're still alive, that you're breathing, that you're working, that you've moved on with your life, means that there is such a strong spirit in there. And it's about helping people to find that strength inside of them and know that they're strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, bless your Kat for being one of the people who's there helping people.
So I hope this little, I hope this has helped some of you, single parents out there who've been through hell and back. I'm not saying this so that we can feel better about ourselves, but just know that you are strong, and that, at the end of the day, your kids are going to remember what you did for them over the person who didn't, basically.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Well, thank you for those words of wisdom, Caterina. That might be a good place to finish the episode.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing such a personal and powerful story. There's always new things to learn and new perspectives and new ways to look at things. And
I thought very much about sharing it, and then I thought, no, I want to share it with other people who've been in these situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, God bless everybody. Have a gorgeous week, and please subscribe and hit the like button and share our stories.
Yeah. Thanks again. And
see you next week.
We will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
To gain access to private spiritual development classes, guided meditations, and live Q&As with Caterina, please visit www.patreon, that's patreon.com/The Australian Ghost Whisperer.